She said.
This looks pretty solid.
Okay. Alright, hold on. Alright, so this is gonna be like the first. The bad of it is it'll be like, hold up, actually, we should get this guy behind the camera. Told him a few times now.
He's not in it. Alright. So, this is episode 1 of the Polar Opposite podcast. My name's still pending. I'm your host, William, with my other host,
Mes.
Mes.
We out here with polar opposites, you feel me? Let's see, cause I know.
But the purpose of this podcast is to have a discussion about self-improvement and also include mental health. We're both 2 college students who come from quite literally polar opposites, which makes it funny. I came from playing college sports, and Mes, you came from
Just pretty much working most of my life, like,
exactly.
like I didn't have any like actual goals when it came down to like college sports or anything. Just high school like sports, pretty much it. But as in anything like sports wise in college, no interest with it whatsoever.
I feel that that's low key why I stopped playing. I just kind of got awoke to what life is. Like, if I don't make it professionally, I feel like I would have wasted 4 or 5 years playing sports. Don't get me wrong, sports is a great way to keep yourself out of trouble and focused, but I want something that
It's gonna like actually last.
yeah, that lasts. Like, I mean, like while working and still
Yeah.
probably do on the side. So that's, I think, how we met was through that is how we met was through cameras,
Yeah.
like videography. You record at shows.
Yeah.
I kind of recorded through just interviewing, and that's where we kind of ended up in New York, which leads to our main question that we asked during New York. How is your life, or what would your life be like before the pandemic hit? And that question was deep.
Yeah, that was
question is
some people were like, man, you could tell some people were going through like some PTSD, like flashbacks. Like the amount of people that were like, I would still be with said person. I'm like, when I would hear people say that, I'm like, oh, like like what if they were having such a good day and they just hear that and they're like, damn, man,
like just shocked.
Like I hate these guys, you know what I'm saying, for bringing it up. But it's like, oh, like it is what it is. I mean, that's
some people need that shock. Like people really want to think it through. Now the pandemic's slowly ending, but like everyone was kind of set in their ways, and that pandemic took it away and gave us like this big reset.
Yeah.
Which I'm truly thankful for, because this put me where we are now doing this fucking.
Well, I mean,
podcast.
that's a fact. Yeah, like I will agree with that. My complaint with like the I noticed that with the pandemic was like the increase of like the people that were just socially awkward, like the freshmen that were in college, like then were like, I mean, I can't really blame them, but it's just like they seemed like this disconnect just hit them, and they just couldn't like. They couldn't build the social skills, I guess, in college. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much like, if you were social in high school, you go throughout these years, you're probably alright. But if you were kind of like a late bloomer, you know, when it comes down to social aspects, like you're pretty much screwed. Like that's it. Like
Not even screwed. It's just you rely on social media more. This is all opinion, but like I'd say social media, meaning like you have the confidence to be behind a screen, but when you're in person, you like tense up and like you're not the person you projected yourself to be.
Absolutely, yeah. Some people when they so when people go to the outside world, they hit like this collision course, and it's just like they don't know how to act. Like, oh, these people will have in their minds like, they'll be like, especially with music artists, the ones that like were starting in the pandemic, they're like, oh, you know, I've seen all my bros and stuff have all these shows and stuff like this. Like, oh, just because you were standing like nearby in the corner does not mean like pre-pandemic you're gonna be like actually like energetic. Some people will be like, out of experience in recording some artists, I look at it and I'm like, damn, bro, move a little bit. Like I mean, shows are like dying low key. Like honestly,
they are, but the festivals are what pop off.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I remember before the pandemic, there was like a show like every week type stuff.
Right. Yeah. Man, I mean that's a good way of putting it, and that's also a reason why like I really want to hop into this YouTube space. Is that it's more likely, based on this is all from what I've seen, YouTubers, when you meet a YouTuber, you're more likely going to encounter them as their natural self, like people who do vlogs and things, versus an artist, because you have 2 different perceptions of them. Like when you see a music video, you think this artist is like this superhuman.
Like he's popping, bro.
Yeah, like he's like always on par. Like he doesn't mess up. He doesn't miss a beat. He doesn't need to like take a second take. Whereas you meet a YouTuber where they'll say something so like maybe out of pocket or like call out their own flaws and like just admit it a little goofy, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it's cool. YouTube feels a little more genuine, even though you can edit videos. But regardless, like you're following someone in their everyday life, or as close as what you perceive it to be.
I feel like a lot of YouTubers, when they first start out, they use YouTube as like somewhat of like a diary. So like I get where you're coming from, and I will agree with that, yeah, because rappers seem to make it look lit. Just look, man, you walk in Times Square on the weekend, you see like 5 rappers, bro. I'm not gonna name any, but we saw some like on the weekend, and you're like, bro, it'd be like cameraman, random chick dancing with them, or other artists, and you're like, hold up, that's like 5 deep, but in the videos you can make it. They make it look like, oh, we outside. It's like, no, like, bro, no. And then like it's funny because as soon as I'm not gonna go into it, but I've noticed as soon as those cameras come off, they'll be like, you don't know how they're looking over their shoulder because they know they would say some wild shit, bro. Yeah.
Walking to the crowd and just disappear.
Yeah, they know they would say some wild shit, bro. Like I've noticed like when we were in New York, I'm like, yo, like the hell, like why you guys so humble off the camera?
That's also what I want to get into more is the New York trip we had.
Okay.
Disclaimer, by the way, we recorded a great few interviews in New York, but the audio got messed up on my behalf. Put the aux cord in the wrong hole on me, truly honest mistake. But we're gonna make up for it through this podcast and try to cover as much as we can. So the people we interviewed had some really interesting responses. To me, what stood out the most was the group of nurses who were. We asked them how the pandemic affected their everyday life, and they said, or where they'd be if the pandemic never hit, and they said probably still working like shitty ass jobs. So we asked what was their shitty ass job, and they said they didn't like nursing. It was too stressful. Like there was not enough compensation. Back to back, it was just like a miserable time for them. So majority of these healthcare workers quit.
Overworked.
Yeah, not majority meaning the people altogether, but just like the group we interviewed, they quit. And one of them even said she moved to an island. She's watching. I wish I said like I wish you take me with you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know like you just moved to an island. You didn't tell me what your job was.
That was hella random. I mean, like
I just moved to an island.
Like it's just so out of like not out of pocket, but it's just like random. Like I'm not gonna ask like what island, but like damn.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
Don't give away your
location. That was interesting. I mean, the one chick, like, when you were her friend that you were interviewing on the like other side was like, yeah, you know, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I'd be married. And like, when she, you know, that was hella awkward because she was like, when she smiled, it was like she looked like she was hurt, bro.
It was like one of those happy like smiles when the tears be coming out. Like,
I swear, like I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying this is like completely.
That's what it felt like. I felt that energy.
Yeah, because like her friends were. Like her friends, like and the ones that weren't on camera were definitely kind of like, shit, like. But anyway.
Also, let's see. A lot of the younger people we asked, they said they dropped out of college.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I didn't know people.
I had no idea.
That's insane.
I feel like people would just be like, okay, well, that would help them early, like even better, because that way they don't have to like go to school like as much.
Right.
Like they would just take the online classes. But on the flip side, bro, there's some people that generally cannot focus online.
Sure.
Cause think about it. Some people that like be playing video games, like bro, like
it's not stimulating.
Yeah, it's just like okay, cool. Like I'm playing on my laptop all day. They play like a certain video game. Then they're like doing something on like calculus. Like bro, what?
You go from like Fortnite to like
calculus. Pretty much like bro, like such a complete like what's the one thing they say?
Culture shift.
No.
Perspective.
What's the one thing? The sensors, like dopamine,
dopamine receptors.
Dopamine receptors are like, okay, yeah, cool, it's lit. Like I'm playing Fortnite, and then as soon as you start like doing schoolwork, it's like gone. It's like, I don't want to do this stuff.
It's because it's overloaded. Like you're, how do I say this? Imagine you're pouring water into a pitcher, and you let it keep filling, and all that water is like pouring out the pitcher, and then all of a sudden you put the faucet on like steady. That overflow is not as fulfilling as the overflow is more fulfilling as the steady flow. So when you go to a steady flow, it's like you're bored.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Almost
like
the difference between watching a cross country race versus like a 400 meter. The 400 meters real short and instant, but like
it's actually
the commentators are screaming, like everyone's hyped up.
It's like engaging, you know what I'm saying?
Very engaging. Yeah, very engaging. So patience is.
I guess it's like
a key factor.
Football to golf type thing. It's like
That's a perfect dynamic. Football to golf. Golf, you gotta be quiet and patient. Football, you're like take your eyes off. Next play is already going.
Pretty much, yeah.
Man. Overall, that trip was fun, and we're definitely coming back for more.
Redemption.
No, we're definitely redeeming ourselves. Like
that was a few.
I'm disappointed, but I'm gonna take this lesson as
The
a.
library will be closing in 20 minutes.
They start to edit that out.
Kindly begin to bring your work to a close and make your way down to the first floor. If there is any materials that you wish to obtain or check out, please do so now. A 24-hour study space is available in the atrium and RLC areas near the main entrance. The library is now closing and will close promptly at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on. Thank you for the brief message
Give
to the
me-
library.
Just a second, because we're gonna edit this part out on my phone. I just had to text someone.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Back. So back to. I just had to text someone.
No, you're fine.
What the fuck?
The
Oh
library
yeah.
is
True.
closing.
All right.
Back to
So
what you're saying. I think we should talk about how the pandemic affected us separately. Like where would we be if the pandemic never hit?
okay. Start off with.
You want me to start?
I mean, we could rock paper scissors for it. We could edit this part out. Honestly, the rock paper scissors for it.
Nah, I mean I have no problem starting. All right.
Okay.
So, pandemic affected me in multiple ways. Like during the time I was going through like some serious depression and like medication withdrawals and a lot of like personal family issues that quite literally made me question myself and even what I was doing in college. Like I was sitting in my room taking naps, kind of just like wasting time. Like I wanted the day to be over real quick. And overall, like I just didn't know what I was gonna do. I was trying to find Solomon friends, Solomon fitness, Solomon like reading, Solomon whatever I could get my hands on, and just kind of push through school, because aspiring to be a physical therapist is a lot more than people bargain for. Like it's a whole second major.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm studying psychology, which is my major now, but I'm also doing PT, which is literally stressful. So it's like from writing papers to doing like labs, and
It's just like a lot of stuff you were not ready for.
yeah, like I can only do one or the other. I can't balance like typing and thinking about I love social psych. No, I mean not to say social psych. Like an abnormal psych paper with a research article to like, all right, memorize the entire autonomic nervous system as well as like all the glands that secrete hormones, and it's just.
I just feel like when it comes down to psych, and I've noticed that like just with psych, that it's like I don't want to say it's like more relevant than anatomy, because that's the column is dismissing like a whole different side, right? It's just like with psych, it's like it's easier to retrieve that information than to be like, oh, so this is the gastrocnemius and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, because who sits there and is like,
You think of the function, but
yeah, you don't sit there and you don't think the actual like
application.
Yeah.
It's very surface level, which I've heard in PT school it gets deep. Like you need to know the function, the insertion, and just like the whole.
Well, better, because I don't want a physical therapist that doesn't know the anatomy and like.
This is facts.
Yeah.
This is facts.
Like what they say, a professor would be like, do you want a person that's cheated? You know, like a person that's cheated, like, you know, the way through college to take care of you. You want the person that got like straight A's, like the hard way, you know, like.
Oh yeah, straight A's for sure.
Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah. As a pre-med, I'll sit there and I'll be like, man, like it's kind of real, man, it's kind of rough out here, man. Like, damn, these long nights gonna be worth it, like. Yeah, you know.
That's literally what the pandemic made me do. Like, I question myself, like, is this worth it? And honestly, I still think it is, but to where this point is now in my life, I'm quite grateful. Like, if the pandemic didn't hit, I wouldn't have taken myself out of that sunken place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being home gave me time to really sit down and reflect of like what I want to do, what makes me happy, what can I do when I'm not able to like play sports or work out. Like, that's when I told you this.
What sport did you play?
I played lacrosse. Like, I took lacrosse the most serious, but basketball was something I did for fun. But like, I really got into like going outside hiking and just like staring at trees. I know it sounds weird, But like going out with my dog and just being in the woods was.
That sounds therapeutic. Not gonna like.
It was no technologies, just straight silence, like a nice walk, and it was just like watching my dog be so happy. Like it was affecting him more than it was affecting me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just put me in great touch with myself. It was just that silence I needed for a while.
Understandable. So how the pandemic affected me? All right, so now, so the way the pandemic affected me, it made me pretty much straight up made me face reality. Like there was no other way about it, like around it. Beforehand, I was working in the music industry. Like I had like just started to get my foot like music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I was traveling around with like some people and stuff. It was cool, you know. Like definitely the journey was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like just traveling and stuff. You're like, man, all right, I ain't gonna get paid for this, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm just gonna hop on the train, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and like honestly, I felt like right before the pandemic started, like I was almost there, bro. It's like, like yeah, like, but you know things happen for a reason. Once the pandemic started, everything, all the venues were shut down across like pretty much most of the world. So music, live performances, we were pretty much broke. You know, yeah, pretty much like you couldn't continue anymore. Like any photography, videography, like pretty much if you worked in the nightlife, bro, it was gone. Like people lost pretty much their life savings and stuff like this and all that, you know. So that's just like one part of it. And then, you know, like as the pandemic started like open up like around like 2021, you know, like people were starting to I guess like open stuff up. And it's still, no matter what, like how can I explain this? It has not been the same. So I try to get back into the music thing like a little bit piece by piece. Of course I'm not gonna have the same like momentum because we were gone for a year. Momentum was gone, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here like, damn, I'm gonna get on my mojo and all that. And like again, like no matter what, like it didn't hit. Like I tried, but the thing is, remember, so when things started shutting down was 2020. Things didn't start opening back up till 2021. So mind you, the whole culture shifts, especially like in the underground like game, like things shift quick, bro. Like gone. Like you think it's lit, next thing you're like, yo, you still listen to that whack ass motherfucker? Like what?
Right,
like
the song a week ago is not as popular as this next song that comes out.
Because of TikTok, but hey, that's another topic. Yeah, that's a complete topic. Yeah. But yeah, no. So definitely, that's another thing. So, another way, I've had to like sit down and realize like, dude, okay, I want to work in the music industry, but as of right now, it's pretty much a dead mission. I'm not gonna be able to make any money, so you know what I'm saying. I'm not really trying to work for free like that, you know. So I was like, okay, dang, I'm gonna have to turn this into like a passion project. So I went back to college because I'm like, I'm pretty close to graduating. You know what I'm saying?
Serious.
So like, you feel me? Like, yeah. So that was pretty much it, man. I had to face reality. I low key was like, damn, man, I didn't really want this music thing to like die, but yo, it is what it is. Like you can't fight it.
You said you gotta face reality sometimes.
I mean, it is reality.
Reality gets real.
Reality is bitter. Like I'm gonna be real with you. Like there's a little bit of bitter likeness to it, but
yeah.
I mean, I gotta, bro. Love don't pay the bills, bro. Like just passion project don't pay the bills. Like it's supposed to, but then what do you even be passionate anymore if you get paid for it? Because the deadlines and the pressure, and you're like, man,
You're looking at it more of as a project than you are like actually enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, like at first I was like all for it, you know, like for the culture, you know, it's lit. And I mean, it still is lit, you know. It's just like not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Like it just doesn't hit. So I was like, okay, cool. This has to be a sign that I just pretty much just gotta get my shit together. You know, go back to college, start working again more, because you know, during the pandemic they were giving like those checks and stuff, and it was kind of like easy to just kind of like, yeah, you feel me? People were wild. Like it was just so easy to pretty much skid through life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which honestly, that messed up my drive like heavy, cause I got lazy, bro. Like I gained hella weight. Like, bro, come on, man, you're inside like, and it's wild because I always think this. I'm like, how the hell did I get so lazy and just like blew up when all the restaurants are closed? Like, I swear to God, it was a straight 7-Eleven rollers like almost every day because I was just like, you know, and it's weird, but yeah, that's how the pandemic pretty much changed me. Pretty much destroyed like what I really wanted to do. Made me realize, okay, cool. So I could like go for some job that I hate, you know what I'm saying, some construction job that I'm like, man, I'm gonna be miserable as hell at, you know what I'm saying? or like some medical assistant job too, which that was kind of like a pain, but which I wasn't really like too happy in, and realized, okay, I'm just gonna go back to college and just like finish it. Like I'm right there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, maybe face reality. You know what I mean? A lot of people face reality.
Hey, on this positive note though, like I get it, reality can be bitter, but remember, like
Can't let it break you.
Can't let it break you.
Yeah.
Some things happen for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like I don't want to talk about myself too much because that makes me feel like I'm like.
Don't be a defeatist. No.
Yeah, don't be a defeatist.
Yeah, like.
But I feel like just because this moment right here, right now,
Yeah.
like none of this would have happened if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Yep.
And also just like it's keeping that positivity, like you said, don't be a defeatist. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pushed my
Nihilism is bad. Sorry.
I wouldn't have pushed my pursuit for videography if I didn't like have the pandemic and I lost everything that I found so precious to me, which really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I wasn't true to myself. Like you said, you didn't want to work a job you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
There were moments where like I told myself like I don't want to play sports because it was taking over my grades.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that balance. Like grades matter, but at the same time, so does your mental health. So like sports was, when I had a long class or like a long day, and it was just like where I got like a bad grade on an exam, I could hit the field and play with like my teammates and then be ready for game days. But at the same time, it didn't give me that fulfillment I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get so much fulfillment on watching YouTube videos, especially ones that give you like health tips like for life.
Like fitness and stuff.
Like fitness, but more so like little things you can tweak in your routine. So like the benefits of waking up early. You get a chance to do more in the day. You get more of your things done. It sets your circadian rhythm. You just like you feel more productive than waking up later in the evening and you feel like you missed out so much. My grandparents used to say this all the time. Like, why are you sleeping till 12 in high school? By the way, why are you sleeping till like 12 noon? You're sleeping your life away. And that didn't hit me till like I'm older now. So like the earlier I get up, the more I get to do stuff and like really appreciate my life for what it is.
No, 100%. So my dad was kind of like that. So like during like the summer breaks in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like I play video games online, you know, just get on hop on Xbox, play some COD, stay up till like ridiculous hours of the night. Like it was cool, man.
Black Ops went crazy.
Facts. And it was wild because like I would be like whatever, you know, living this like I don't know, just like whatever like 15, 16-year-old kid does like on Xbox Live, like, and then dude, it didn't dawn on me till like 11th or like maybe senior year, like the summer break before senior year, where I was like, dude, I don't want to, like, this just sucks, because I'm hearing people talking about college and stuff, and I'm like, damn, bro, all my friends don't care about, like, some of my friends started to care less about video games, and that was like a big shift for me, bro, because I'm just like, yo, like, damn, dude, like, that sucks. Like, damn, bro, we're not gonna hop on COD. Oh, nah, bro, I gotta study for like the SAT. I'm like, SAT, what the hell is that, bro? Like, for real, I was low key like that, bro. Like, I personally did not care about like school, like, but it's just like I kind of started to realize like where people that I don't know how to word this, but like
some people take life as if it's a video game.
Yeah.
Like that obsession you have with COD, if it's classified as an obsession. Some people take that like for like a career or something. Like they're competing and they don't want to stop. And the thing is that people don't realize is that things end when you least expect it. Like during your time, you said you played COD and it was a good trend.
Yeah.
And like once you said, oh, all your friends started like moving on,
bro, it was like
COD started to die.
Yeah,
So
for real.
It could be the same with college. Like after college is over, people start graduating. The college experience you have is starting like
college friends were gone.
In the job field,
That's not always a bad thing. Like,
job keeps going. I really think it's the people around you that make something worth staying, unless you like what you enjoy doing so much that you don't care what's around you.
Yeah, I know what you
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, no.
Like passion projects.
Because
some people take that for like work.
I was just gonna say this. So when I originally started filming, I used to film like a certain type of people, and like it was cool, man. Cause I'm like, okay, even if I'm not getting paid, like it was still worth it, you know.
Right.
But then when like shit goes like, when stuff goes like south, you're like, damn, man, like motivation is gone. But you come back, man. Like, bro, like sometimes like I'll be filming these shows and I'm like, man, I don't know anyone here. I just be pulling up to the venues with like the camera, bro. I might know like one person there, and I might be like, yo, like it's like, yeah. But then I look around me and I'm like, damn, I don't know anyone. And like this, the more depressing part I will say is, when you go to different cities and you're like the sound is different, the trends are different. And from like you remember when you started out, and you're like, damn, bro, like why doesn't that hit anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like it's nostalgia.
That still hits for me.
It's for nostalgia. No. Traveling still hits. I'm saying like for me, like working in the music, like I've noticed that like ever since I like started college again and I started filming again, like it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because the music's different. I feel sometimes like I'm out of like sync with like what's really going on. But I'm just here to document it.
That's literally why I like videography.
Yeah, you see what I'm
You
saying?
look back at it all, you see the clips, you have the experience. Like some people, words can only do so much when you have the ability to give visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was just, I still can't get over that New York trip. Like from the culture shift to the people to the excitement. Like I kid you not, I saw more people in New York that one day than I saw all week. And that was like a cool 6 hours.
Damn, bro, you're like in the middle of nowhere or something.
In the middle of nowhere, but like I work in a PT clinic.
Okay.
I go to the clinic, I go to the gym, and you know, read a book, hang out with my dog.
Yeah, I mean, but that makes sense, bro. Like, if you're not like in a really was it metropolitan area?
Metropolitan.
Yeah, metropolitan area. You know, it's. I mean, New York's one of the biggest cities, bro. Like you gotta be.
I'm in love.
Yeah, like I mean, it was interesting. Like I was saying, like this trip was very interesting, just because it was like.
It was
a lot.
I feel like we didn't have too much desire. We were just focused on the destination and getting there.
Bro,
what happened.
You know what's funny? We had like a plan, but then like as soon as we start hitting the ground, we're like, oh, fuck this shit. We just start doing our own thing.
Yeah, and that's what made it fun.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't care, but we were still making
like it didn't feel contrived.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you'd like to close out? Give a shout out before we wrap this up.
If you guys follow my channel called The Mes Show, is where I have a lot of documentation of the underground scene. You know, you can also follow me on Instagram at The Mes Show 57. I can put it in the description. And honestly, so that channel is pretty much like where I interview some local artists and as well as document the live performances. That's pretty much it. You know, that way to preserve like a little bit of music history. Because look, even if I might not pay right now, down the road, when these people are just like, some of them might make it, some of them might not. They'll be like, all right, at least I tried, and there's proof. You know, I wasn't just like that one guy's like, yeah, I dropped a mix track and that's it. You feel me? Like no one heard or like a mix, like a song or something, and it's like, that was it.
Right.
You know, like actual proof that they exist. That called the hieroglyphs. But that's pretty much it for real.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, my name's Will. This is the Polar Opposites podcast. Still trending on the name. You can follow my YouTube channel at Will P3, so no spaces. Slowly getting back into social media. I've taken a break for about a year now, but my Instagram is _Will P3. And thank you for listening. I appreciate the time you've taken out of your day. I just want to let you know you matter, and always remember, put your mental health first. Because if you want to thrive in this world, or even survive in this world, you got to think about what makes you happy versus what you need to do in life. It might sound a little convoluted, but the message I'm trying to convey is always remember you are a human being. You're not someone else's tool. So use yourself for you before you let someone use you for them. Thank you.
Your attention, please.
Don't get finessed out here, pretty much.
Near the main
I mean, it was interesting. It was interesting for first. I've never filmed that kind of podcast. Like, I mean, I filmed interviews, but like, yeah, you feel me?
All right, so Polar Opposites. I'm gonna say number one. Where would you be before the pandemic hit? And then I'm gonna add the tag. I'm gonna make the tag blue for my pod. That now we just gotta edit. How well are you with editing?
Like audio and stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be easy as hell.
Okay. We also gotta make that Gmail account.
Oh yeah, true. Give me 1 minute, cause I'm talking to. I mean, we can. I'm just.